Sure, I can even see his haircut, so I can see him quite clearly. Keith, good to see you, boy.
Okay.
In a kind of slightly strange way, do you take, even though you lost last week and finished the match with 14 players, do you take kind of renewed confidence in the fact that you hung in there for such a long period of time with 14, albeit having to do an awful lot of defending? Does it give you a lot of sort of increased self-belief in terms of what's within the squad?
Yeah, definitely. There's, as I said, going down to 14 men. A lot of teams do have to work twice as hard, but loads of confidence taken from last week. I know we defended a lot, but when we were attacking, we were breaking Wales down. So yeah, like a lot of individual errors gave Wales a chance to get into our attacking zone, and a lot of mistakes fellas don't usually make, and it was just one of them days. A lot happened, and we could have won, apart from our mistakes,
Can I ask you about the half-time combination this coming weekend? That's Jamison Gibson Park and Billy Burns, and the mental strength that Billy has shown. And can I add on a B part to the question and ask you about Craig Casey and what you've seen, what your impressions of him since you've seen him at first hand?
Yeah, obviously it's tough losing, the experience of Connor and Johnny. Um, but like the two lads stepping in, as you said there, Billy's been flying it with Ulster. He's settled in well in the squad. He's popular in the squad, and everyone backs him because he's an unbelievable talent. Of course, he's disappointed with last week and that kick, but that's sport, and it doesn't happen too often, especially if Billy and Jameson is cool as a breeze. He's played in massive games for Leinster before. He's a super rugby winner. And there'd be no fear of him. No fear of both of them. We're all quite confident, and we know how talented they are. And when they do click, it'll be just as good as Connor and Johnny. And Craig, obviously working close with him in Munster, he's a special talent, and he's one fella who I have no worries about. He's all over his stuff. He's the ultimate professional, and he's an unbelievable talent as well. And obviously disappointed for more, but I'm delighted for Craig. A great opportunity. Massive test for him in his first cap. Hopefully he comes on. And he'll add spark. He'll add his own unique style of play to us, which can only help us, no doubt.
Good man, thanks. Good to see you, man.
Cheers, Corky.
Hi Keith, Sinead here on Virgin Media.
Sinead.
You're actually winning your 90th cap on Sunday. Congratulations. You've been part of loads of setups, but this week has this been particularly disruptive? Especially, Andy was saying there, it wasn't that long ago that Conor Murray was ruled out. Just with all the leaders, the captain, vice captain, Munster captain.
Yeah, I suppose we've been there before in the World Cup in 2015. The squad Andy has built, I know there's a lot of young lads in here now, and it's obviously his hand was forced, and he's to give a lot of young lads an opportunity, and it's the Six Nations. It's massive competition. Obviously the leaders is going to be massive, but it's a great chance for other fellas to become leaders as well, and put their hands up for the future, and the squad is building for the future.
Yeah, you touched on it there. When you don't have that comfort blanket of all the experience, let's say that Johnny and Conor have, what's the ripple effect of that on the rest of you?
Yeah, there's a lot of, I know the lads have been captains and vice captains. There's leaders all over the pitch in their own way. Some fellas lead by action, some fellas will speak. So there's no lack of leadership. Hendy coming in now to captain the squad. He's done an unbelievable job with Ulster. He's an intelligent captain. He's constantly thinking, and not one bit worried. You know, we knew it was going to be a massive test, and you know, it still is going to be a massive test, and you know, it's a sink or swim now for a lot of fellas, and you know, that's the challenge that's ahead of us.
Hi Keith. When we were talking to Johnny before the Wales game, he actually came across as if he was a young lad making his debut with this fierce enthusiasm for Six Nations rugby and international rugby. How is it for you, you know, going back to your debut in 2008, how do you retain that enthusiasm, or how does it feel now? How excited are you about this game compared to when you're about to make your debut?
Yeah, the excitement is right up there. I'm genuinely excited about this squad. I'm very excited about the style of play we're playing under the coaches as well, you know, and you see last week, you know, I think people seen a different side to us. They've seen a massive difference even from last year and November. So the excitement for that alone is brilliant. But yeah, 90 caps. You know, Sinead said there. You know, it goes like a blink of an eye. It's been a long time ago, and you know, representing your country, no matter how many times you've been capped. I know it's a cliche, but it's unbelievably special. And you know, I've 90. Craig will have his first, and you know, we plan to give him a special first cap, hopefully.
Very good. I know, because there was a couple of discipline things last week, just a couple of the mistakes you made yourself, were they just, you know, what do you put them down to? Is there something you can work on to not do that again? As a technique, or did you address them during the week? I suppose the kick out on the full and the penalty before that.
Yeah, the penalty is probably the most stupidest penalty I've given away in my career, you know, and that's, you know, I don't give away too many penalties, and can't have a perfect game every time you play. You know, the drop ball is an easy fix. You know, that just got away from me. The kick out in the full was a miscommunication between us and the touch judges, and you know, I've accepted I've made mistakes, and mistakes are going to happen, and you know, I've been quite confident and quite consistent with my performance over the last 4 or 5 years, and a drop ball and a penalty and a missed kick doesn't make me a bad player, you know, and thankfully my experience now, I'm able to deal with that easily.
No, absolutely. I'm not picking on you. Best of luck at the weekend.
Cheers.
Hi Keith. I just wonder, is DuPont the most talked about player within the Irish squad this week, and how do you go about trying to stop him?
Yeah, obviously he's been mentioned because he's playing a scrum half. It's an important role. You know, he's the general of their team, but you know, we speak about him as a unit. You know, because one fella, I know he's a special talent, but you know, it's the lads around him as well who make him look good. You know, he's obviously scored a lot of tries, trailing up field from a lot of breaks from the players around him. So we haven't spoke about him too much. We've touched on him, but we've touched on all of them as individuals and a unit. And you know, the French flair seems to be back again.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, anything further there for Keith?
I just got one final question, if you don't mind, Keith, and David, sorry. You've been back playing rugby since August, and you know, you played for Munster, you played for Ireland. Obviously, it's in the absence of crowds. Normally, sort of when the going gets tough, the crowd get behind the team. You feed off the energy of that crowd. I mean, how much of a challenge is it, you know, in matches, particularly like this, particularly when a team like France are coming to town at the weekend, that there isn't a crowd there, so you don't get that kind of energy surge going to for it?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's something we have to create ourselves on the field. You know, and that'll come by big plays and individuals having big plays, and us having the knowledge of our own plays and putting what we spoke about into action as big, like, you know. And if we do what we say we are going to do, then you know, the buzz on the field will be enough. You Cork not having the crowd in a packed Aviva is very disappointing. But we do have to create our own buzz, and we've no doubt we can do that. With the talent we have.
Good man. Thanks, man.
Cheers. Thanks,
Okay,
lads.
thanks, folks.
Cheers.
Thanks, Keith.
Thanks, guys.